Hey, smugglings, what is happening? This is going to be my favorite movies of the year for 2024. So I'm going to be going through those and the films that I found the most value from for this year. I'm going to go through those, and it was a very good year for movies 2024. I absolutely loved a lot of the releases that came out this year. I think 2023 was slightly better, but it's still a great year, and absolutely had a ball watching the movies this year. And I think for 2025, I would like to see more in theaters. I did see quite a bit in theaters this year, but I definitely want to venture out more to see films in theaters next year. So that is my New Year's resolution for 2025: see more movies in theaters. So that is what is going to be done about that. And we'll get into it. I'm going to go through my honorable mentions first. So I will do a montage of all the honorable mentions, which will be shown now. Man, that is a crazy good list of honorable mentions. So now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which are the favorite films of 2024. So I'm going to be going through those right now. And at number 10, we got Terrifier 3. We've got the third installment in Damien Leone's Terrifier trilogy. And had an absolute ball with this film. I think these films are a lot of fun. And I think it's important to remember that you shouldn't take them too seriously, because it is easy to take them seriously when you see the violent and brutal deaths that are happening on screen. But you've got to remember that everyone involved is having a great time watching and making these movies. And it's very much a tribute to the slasher films of the 80s. And I'm actually not a big fan of the slasher genre. Quite honestly, I prefer the Japanese horror films and the South Korean horror films more than the slashers from the 80s, which I don't have much nostalgia for, apart from Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I do love. But this is a really great film, and with Terrifier 2, you can see that Damien Leone is really crafting this narrative around our main character, Sierra, in this film, and he does it very well. And the kills are amazing. They're very much over the top. That shower scene was absolutely insane, but very well done. And I think these films are so much fun, and it's got to be said that Art the Clown is a great character, really fantastic character, and I think David Howard Thornton plays him beautifully, and it's a very good. And I love Terrifier 3, and I watched the Terrifier films for the first time this year, and saw the third one and loved it. So Terrifier 3 is number 10. Number 9 is Wolves. This is the collaboration between George Clooney and Brad Pitt. So they are starring together in this film where they are two fixers that are brought in for the same job and have to work together begrudgingly, and it's so much fun. And this is the film directed by John Watts, and he did a very good job here directing these two amazing actors, and it's a lot of fun. And this came out on Apple TV, and I really had a great time with Wolves. It was a very fun movie, and a bit of a throwback to the Ocean films where Brad Pitt and George Clooney were also together, and it reminded me a lot of that particular film series, and I think it's very good. So Wolves is a fun ride. Absolutely loved Wolves, so that is number 9. Number 8 is Monkey Man. This is the directorial debut, I believe, from Dev Patel. And I thought it was quite funny because I remember Dev Patel saying that if someone else were to make this movie, Dev Patel would be cast as the IT specialist. He would never be the action hero. So he thought, I will make this movie myself and I'll be the action hero. And that is very funny. And credit to him, he absolutely pulls it off. This is a very good film that is clearly inspired by John Wick, and I don't think it shies away from that fact. And that's a great place to take inspiration because John Wick is a very much a great film, and I think Dev Patel takes that particular formula and uses it very well here. I think it gets a little bit ambitious near the third act, and I would like it to maybe be a bit more simple. But apart from that, this is a great action flick, a very fun ride, and a very impressive debut from Dev Patel. I think he has a lot of promise as a filmmaker, so that is great. And that is Monkey Man at number 8. Number 7 is Challengers. This is the tennis film from Luca Guadagnino and starring Zendaya and Josh O'Connor. And it's a very much a very interesting sports drama and sort of an erotic sort of film. And there's a lot of tension between the principal cast members. And I think this is a very good movie. And it's done very well in terms of the tennis scenes that are displayed. I think they showcase the sport in very inventive ways within the film. And I think it's very much a throwback to the films such as Basic Instinct and the films such as Indecent Proposal that we saw in the 80s and 90s. And I thought this was a very great movie, very captivating, great acting all around. So that is Challengers in number 7. Number 6, we've got Gladiator 2. This is the sequel to one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Gladiator. And Gladiator 2 is very good. I absolutely loved Gladiator 2. Thought it was a worthy follow-up to the sequel, even though it does replicate the original film in a few instances. I think this is the best movie that could be made that followed up that particular film. And I think that Paul Mescal gives an amazing turn as Lucius. I think he's great here. And Denzel Washington stealing the scenes. And it's great to see another big Swords and Sandals epic in 2024 because they do not get made very frequently these days. So it's very great to see that here. And I loved my time with Gladiator 2. Number 5, we got Speak No Evil. This is the horror film that stars James McAvoy, Scoop McNairy, and a whole ensemble of great actors, quite honestly. And very much a great film about this American couple meeting this British couple on holidays, and they go to stay with them in the West Country, and things start to take a turn for the worst. And I thought this was a really great horror film, very much a film that is dependent on the performances of the British couple, because the amazing magic trick that they pull off is that they are quite charming when you first meet them, and you do think it'd be cool to hang out with them and spend some time with them, but then they turn out to be fucking psychos. And it's like, you sort of see why this American couple get drawn into them initially, because they are quite a fun couple to hang with, but they become fucking crazy. And that is the premise of the film, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. So that is Speak No Evil at number 5. So at number 4, we've got Heretic. This is the film from the director of 65, which I liked quite a bit. And this is a role for Hugh Grant as the villain again, which he does more frequently these days. And it's a film about association with religion and Mormonism specifically. And it's got these two girls that visit this man played by Hugh Grant, and they become imprisoned by him, and they are forced to question their beliefs and challenge him on his beliefs. And I think this is one of the best scripts of the year, definitely. I think this is a phenomenal script, and I think Hugh Grant gives one of the best performances of the year here. And this is a very smart and well-made film that I absolutely loved. So that is Heretic, number 4. Number 3, we've got Civil War. This is the film by Alex Garland, who I've absolutely loved. Particularly his films Annihilation and Men. I think they're really phenomenal films, and I'm very much a fan of Alex Garland. He's got this sinister perception of humanity, which is really interesting, and it always makes for a very captivating story to see what he has to say about humanity in one of his films, and this one is no different. A very great take on the state of America, and it's obviously very topical right now as there's a lot of division within the country, and this plays on that quite a bit. And it feels more prescient than ever, quite honestly, because if this was made in the 80s, it'd probably be seen as absurd and a bit of a piece of dystopian fiction, but it seems more real nowadays, even though it is dystopian in nature, but it does seem quite tangible in some ways. Not that it's going to get to that extent, but I think it was still a film that did seem quite grounded and realistic in what it was trying to do, and I really loved Civil War. Very much a great film, and it's nice to see Kirsten Dunst back as well, because she's not been in much that I've seen recently, so it was nice to see her at the forefront and give great performance, and I hope she's in more moving forward again, because we obviously love her from the 2000s where she was in a lot, and I'd like to see her back in more because she's a great actor. So that is Civil War, number 3. Number 2, we got Alien Romulus. This is the Alien film directed by Fede Alvarez, starring Kaylee Spaney, and this was a really great return to form for the Alien series. A really basic take on the Alien franchise, and it went back to basics and gave us an Alien film that wasn't mired by philosophy, even though I do like that in Prometheus. I think it got out of hand in Alien Covenant. It really struck at the core of why this franchise is so effective, and it created the best space horror film that it possibly could. And I think this is an absolutely amazing collection of the best elements from Alien and Aliens, and I'm really excited to see where this franchise goes moving forward again, because I know we've got the TV show coming out as well, so very much excited to see what lies in store for the Alien franchise moving forward. So I loved Alien Romulus. Great surprise. Was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and it was such a great film. And loved Alien Romulus. Number 2. Number 1. The desirable number 1 spot on Lord Smogulus' list. What is it going to be? It is Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2 is my favourite film of the year, and certainly my greatest theatre going experience of the year, this film is a treat visually, sonically, narratively. It is an amazing, epic space opera. And I have to credit this film for really getting me into the Dune book series again, because I loved Dune Part 1, but I never fully read the Dune series, and I started reading the first Dune and Dune Messiah, and I've read both of those books, and I absolutely love this universe now. And that's a credit to this film. And it's such a grand epic, and Denis Villeneuve is really showing that he is becoming a really outstanding filmmaker and someone that is going to be remembered for years to come. He is one of the new stars of filmmaking. He's the next Christopher Nolan in a way. And I think Timothée Chalamet gives a great performance as Paul Atreides in this film. And he has to do quite a lot in this film. And I give a lot of credit to him for really showcasing a lot of range in this film. And I can't wait to see Dune Messiah. Now, I can't wait for that film. And I've just watched Dune Prophecy, the TV show, and I love that. And I just can't get enough of this universe at the moment. I think this is a really great universe, and I honestly think that this could be a series that is on the level of Star Wars moving forward. I think if it done right, I think this series could really become remembered as science fiction classics, and the books are already science fiction classics because the original Dune book is the best-selling science fiction book of all time. But it's really great to see the film series gain a lot of prominence, and we'd only previously had theatrically the David Lynch Dune, which was not so good. So it was great to see Dune Part 2 really understand the novel and really get a great showing in theaters and made a lot of money, which is really a good sign. And absolutely loved Dune Part 2. That is my favorite film of the year. An absolutely phenomenal film. So those are my picks for the films of the year that I loved the most. So I really appreciate you watching Smugglings. Hope you're having a happy Christmas. And I will see you in the next video, Smugglings. Let me know below what some of your favourite films of the year are. Love to hear them. And I will see you soon, Smugglings. You guys take care, and I will see you soon.